What's up, Veggie Outers? We are at Shoals Sounds and Service. We're doing the Veggie Outers review. We're gonna review everything on a scale of 1 to 10: the price, the customer service, how tasty was the food, and the atmosphere. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, so
What do you think about the food?
I'll start off with the stuff that I liked. So
I bet you gotta strap yourselves in.
yeah, I guess out of the four categories that we talk about, the best part is by far the service. So we had a really good, attentive waiter here, and there were only a few issues that we had, but they handled it really well, I think. And they were also very knowledgeable about like what goes into the food, which was very surprising. So out of the service, I would say it's a 9 overall, 9 out of 10. And then the next part, I would say the atmosphere. Atmosphere is the second best. I would say atmosphere is like an 8 out of 10. So originally when I first got here, it was pretty chill. We didn't have to like talk very loud. We could kind of hear each other. But as like the night goes on, it's kind of gotten louder. So part of it is because of like the other people that joined, but the other part is also like the music. I think to me it seemed like they turned up the volume, so it makes it a little bit more challenging to talk. So atmosphere, I think it's a really nice place. I think it does feel unfinished, like the decor in here doesn't feel like it's completely done. Like they're still trying to make up their mind about how everything's gonna look. But overall, it's still pretty good, I think. So I would give it an 8. And then as far as the value for the food, I got the Cubano torta, which is basically a sandwich. It's pretty small. It's for comparison, I think it's like the length of this plate, and it was $12. So not really enough to fill you up if you're really hungry. I think if you're really hungry, you need to buy that, and then you buy a side as well, which is kind of weird that you have to pay for 2 different things. I think it should come together, and for that, I would say the value is like a 7. And then the last part would be the taste of the food. For that, I'd give it a 6. Like the bread that I had on the torta was it tasted good, but it wasn't fresh. So like I think the bread was probably like a day old. So I would expect that from like some place that's probably like pretty far away, or I don't know, not some place that a lot of people frequent. I think it shouldn't be too hard to get like fresh bread here, especially since that's like one of the main ingredients for a torta. And the combination of food inside, I think, was off, because the main thing that I tasted in the torta was basically mustard. So it's basically like eating a mustard sandwich. So for $12, I think they could do a little bit better.
Oh, good. Okay.
Now, what would you give your food on a scale of 1 to 10?
I have to say that the kale salad blew me away. I had the kale salad and the chopped cheese sandwich. The chopped cheese sandwich was good. It was a little salty for me, a little bit salty. So they can cut back on the salt a little bit as far as I'm concerned. But that kale salad was really, really, really good. So that brings it up. I might have gone a little lower on the food because of the saltiness. And also I kind of thought the mustard overpowered the sandwich a little bit. So I think it would be good if they started offering a choice of the dressings, like maybe a vegan mayonnaise, have a mayonnaise instead of mustard if you like. So, and another thing about the food I noticed when I looked at the menu online, there aren't very many non-spicy choices. I'm not one of these people who likes a lot of spice, so I was looking for the ones that don't have the little jalapeno symbol, and there weren't many. There were like 3 things. So I think that they could expand the menu a little and maybe have a few more choices that are, not on the hot side. I mean, this wasn't. It was a little more salty than spicy. But yeah, the sandwich I thought was didn't blow me away, but it was good. But the kale salad was great. So I think that brings it to an 8 to me. Food 8.
What would you give the atmosphere?
I have to say 7 because maybe it's just me. I'm not used to bars really. I don't go to bars all that much, but it's so loud. I mean, right now it's not. Right now it's fine. But depending on the music, some of the music has been super, super loud and hard to hear anybody. This is actually not bad right here. If it was at this level, I could like it better. But yeah, because I like what they've done with it. It's a long, skinny space, and the way they've managed to fit the space in here, and the long tables along the side, the lights. I think it's decorated nicely. I just would prefer it where not quite so loud. So yeah, 7.
What would you give the customer service?
I thought that was a 9. I mean, I didn't have any complaints. I think one time maybe she had to be reminded once about bringing water. But other than that, yeah, customer service was really good. I can go 9.
And what would you give the price?
Well, I think it's too high. Like he said about the sandwich, to make it a meal, I had the sandwich plus a salad, which was fine. It was enough food. But I had to, you have to pay extra for the salad. So I think this for $12, the sandwich, any sandwich should have a choice of side. So I think that the price, and I also noticed, even though I don't drink alcoholic drinks that much, I've kind of looked around at others, and these are dinky little drinks. So I had water, I just went with water, went cheap. But it seems like most of the drinks are really not refillable, and they're really tiny and they're expensive. So yeah, I think that the price could definitely be a little more affordable. So I'm going to say 6 on the value.
Like David's drink, just so y'all can get visual.
Yeah, it's small drinks.
I'm gonna give my food a 7. I had chickpea empanada. It actually tasted great. It was definitely deformed though. I had Impossible wonton. That was okay. And the strawberry empanada definitely could have been better. As you see, I didn't even finish that. So 7. It definitely has more of a bar feel than a restaurant feel. All bars are typically loud or get loud, as it's kind of loud now. So I give it like an 8. I would give it a 9. They were very attentive the whole time we've been here. Oh, pricing. I would definitely give. Oh, customer service. Oh, well, I just want to give you guys a heads up.
If you didn't bring it up, I was gonna bring it up.
My bad. These straws here, firsthand, they actually look kind of dirty and filthy. But it was explained that these straws are actually made out of agave, so that's why they look like that. Save the planet, yay.
And what would you give what's your rating price?
I'm gonna get it like a 5. I don't think any of my items were worth the price that I paid for. I think each empanada is $5. You're definitely gonna have to eat quite a few empanadas to get full. So yeah, the price doesn't match. Like you don't get full, and it's just overpriced. It's not a good match. I give it a 5.
Okay, my turn. So the food, I got the Beyond Purpa, I think that's how you pronounce it. And I'm looking away because I'm looking at the menu. The Latin fried potatoes, and I would give it a 7. It was kind of painfully average when I don't think it should have been. Part of the reason I think it was average, it was different, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't favor it. It came with cornbread instead of bread, and I rate the food a lot on how long it's gonna keep me full, and cornbread is lighter than bread. I probably would have preferred bread because I'm not getting hungry as fast. But the bigger thing is they don't have any ketchup. I feel like that's a staple if you're gonna be offering some kind of sandwich or burger. And the fact that they don't offer it, I gotta knock a point off for that. The potatoes, they're pretty tasty, but nothing special. They're eccentric, but they're also not special taste-wise, so 7. As far as the atmosphere, the place kind of looks unfinished to a certain degree, but it looks like they're building it back up, or building it up rather. I would give it a 6.5 right now. Like, it's not horrible, but I think things could be improved as far as like the music, not just the layout. The music is too loud at times, and then sometimes it lowers down, then it goes back up and lowers down. I'm a stickler for consistency, and I'd rather just stay one or the other, preferably more quiet, so that's probably the bulk of why I'm giving it a 6.5. As far as the price, everything I mentioned cost probably around like $18 or $19. I don't feel like that warrants that kind of price. For price, I'm gonna have to give them I'm gonna have to agree with Travis. I'm gonna give them a 5. Reason being is I don't think it's worth that price. I think literally they would have to cut that price in half, or in order for it to kind of balance out. And as far as the customer service, I honestly give them a 10 in that area, because probably every 5 minutes she would stop to make sure we were okay. And I think the only hiccup was maybe she forgot to fill the water one time, but once we let her know, she is very attentive to make sure that she did that. So they get a 10 for customer service. But with that being said, that concludes our review on Shoals. A lot of people just call this place nickname Shoals, so that's what I'm gonna start calling it. So stay tuned for the next review. I do like the fact that we now have a vegan bar/lounge, so that's a big plus. I definitely say it's worth trying out just for that alone. But don't put your expectations like too high, if that makes any sense. So we'll catch y'all in the next meetup. See ya.